Hello and welcome everyone. This is our second tag for this year. In the first one, we talked about the 21st century skills, and I think you know some of them, Mr. Muhammad. Like,
20. Do you hear me now?
yes, clearly,
You hear me?
yes,
Yes. 21st century skills
yes.
concerning what I am not with you. Would you
Uh,
give me a brief idea, a very brief idea about the meeting, the previous meeting to be with you online?
okay, hold on for a second. Okay, I think you can see the screen, right?
Yes, I can see.
Okay, when we talk,
It's a very small, but I can see.
okay, I'll try to enlarge it like that. Is it clearer like that?
No problem. I can understand because my
Miss
eyesight
Maisa,
isn't
I
good.
can hear you. Welcome back. Okay, Mr. Muhammad, we were talking about the 21st century skills and we covered the topic of the four C's. Those are four of the most important skills that we need to enhance in our students in the 21st century. The four C's stand for critical thinking, to allow students to
Mm.
think out of the box, for example, and give them innovative idea, and consequently they will give us um, really innovative ideas too. Also, we have the concept of communication, the second C, and in which we make their communication in a kind of discipline, and they are able to communicate healthily with each other. And the third C stands for collaboration, and by it we mean we allow them to work together in a healthy environment to enhance their leadership and initiative skills. The fourth C stands for creativity, and this is the outcome of merging all those skills together. Okay, I think we have
Yes.
that was the broader line we were talking about last time. The second broader line we covered last time was about the idea of deep thinking and deep learning. Do you have a clue about what is meant by deep learning?
We concentrate
The,
on reading
Yes.
uh, and writing also in deep learning. We let the students to improve their reading skills and know what they mean by a text or what the main idea of a text.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Mesa. Really,
uh,
really elaborative, Mr. Muhammad. Yes.
yes, I have another idea concerning deep learning. I want students to read not just for reading, but to understand values, moral lessons, or whatever from the reading passage. So we read not only for information, but also for morals, for values, for something that it change our behavior.
Thank you so much. Actually, deep learning is both of what you have said. It's about reading and understanding what's between the lines and the values and the ethics which are there. Also, to reflect on what they have learned or read or written, even. And by deep learning, we are focusing on reading, writing, and mathematics because they are the three important skills that we need our students to enhance and to be able to master and to be able to deal with on different levels. Mr. Muhammad, can you hear me well?
Yes, I hear you very well.
Okay, let's move into today's session. I think you're gonna love the topics we're gonna talk about today. In today's session, we will cover the concept of classroom language. And here is a question for you all. How do you start and finish your lessons? What kind of starting and finishing activities that you try to use?
We start our
Yes,
lesson by greeting the students
Okay?
and asking about their daily activities, for
Mm-hmm.
example,
Mm-hmm.
and then we will finish by giving them their home assignment.
Okay, thank you so much.
yes.
What,
I
Mr.
start
Muhammad?
my I start my lesson with a warm-up questions or piece of information that attract the attention of my students and
Okay.
they pave the way to the lesson I am going to. So, for example, if I speak about farmers, I
Mm-hmm.
ask them, have you ever been to a farm? Did you visit a farm? What can you see on farm? Do you have a farm? Is the farm something like this that attracts their attention? Then we move to a lesson. As my colleague said, we finish our lesson with home assignment or with sum up of the whole lesson.
Thank you so much. Yes, this is another approach that we as teachers can use to finish and start our lessons. Do you guys have any other ideas? Okay, let's move into the next slide and see. Yes, the approaches that you talked about, both of you, Mr. Muhammad and Miss Maisa, were like those ones. Greeting the learners, as Miss Maisa said, taking the register, and this is one of the points that we do it all the time, which is taking the absence and the attendance of the students, collecting collecting the homework, and this is again an approach, discussing a topic such as the weekend, as Mr. Muhammad said. You try to brainstorm their ideas about the topic they are going to learn about. Beginning the lesson, okay? Today we will have so and so. Asking what they liked about the lesson and what they didn't like. Doing a game at the end. This is a way to finish our lessons. Setting homework. Telling learners to put their books away and saying goodbye. Okay. As for those approaches, when you use any of them, do you use Arabic or English or both? Or you never follow any of those approaches? Can you tell me? What language do you usually use in class? Arabic
We-
or English or both?
Both,
Why?
usually both.
Why?
Because when we do a game, for example, the students didn't understand the instructions clearly, so we can use some Arabic language to make the instructions clearly.
Okay, and this is for games, you said, right?
Yes,
Yes,
You need to set the rules for the game by making sure that they understand all the details, right?
yes,
But at other times, you may resort to Arabic or English, right?
yes.
Thank you so much, Mr. Muhammad.
may disagree with my colleague. I am sorry to disagree with her, but I think we speak about when we speak about the warm up. I mean, starting a lesson and finishing it. I think we speak about repeated sentences.
Mm-hmm.
In case of repeated sentences, I think we don't need to use Arabic. For example, greeting students, we don't need to use Arabic.
Mm-hmm.
Warm up, paving the way to the lesson, we don't need to use Arabic.
Mm-hmm.
Ending the lesson, I sometimes use Arabic. I don't say that I don't use it. And using Arabic depends upon the level of the students we are teaching. But I think in this case, we don't need to use Arabic much. We can train our students to understand English because it is something great.
Thank you so much. Again, this is your own approach, and both of your ideas I are highly respected. Okay, the next slide is a matching activity. Would you please screenshot this one to be able to match the sentences with those approaches? Okay, done? Could you screenshot them? Sorry, it? Shall we move into the next slide, Mr. Muhammad?
Okay.
Okay, sorry. Yes. Okay. Match the phrases with the previous approaches. The first one says, can I collect the homework? We do this at which stage? It
At
went
the
with,
beginning.
okay, it went with C, collecting the homework. Again, can I
Yes.
collect the homework? It goes with collecting the homework. Now we will try to match the other sentences with the previous approaches. Okay?
Yes.
Do you still need to see the approaches?
Yes, please.
Okay,
Yes.
here they are. When you're done, just tell me.
Yes, done.
Okay. Let's discuss them together. I'll see you at the next time. Bye for now. It goes with.
J. Saying goodbye.
Okay, Mr. Muhammad, what do you
Okay.
think? Who is talking?
Yes.
Yes?
Say goodbye. Yes. I
Yeah.
agree with you.
Okay. Um,
But
D.
I face
So,
difficulty in moving from a screen to another.
I'm really sorry for that. I'm trying.
Yes, no problem. I'll follow with you.
Okay, so as we said, number two goes with the
Goes with
letter.
finishing the lesson,
Okay.
saying
Uh,
goodbye.
yes. Let's take the register now.
This is giving the marks.
Okay, Miss Mesa, what do you think?
Yes, it's B. Taking the
Thank.
register.
Okay, thank you. And number four. Okay, let's begin the lesson. Hello.
E. E.
Oh,
Beginning the lesson.
thank you. Um, can you put your box away, please?
I. Telling learners to put their books away.
Excellent. Okay. Six. What did you do at the weekend?
F. I think it's F. Asking what they liked about the lesson.
Um, okay,
No,
again.
no. No, no.
Yes.
Mm.
Here were. trying to open a discussion with them. Yes,
Discussing a topic such
yes.
as a weekend. Yes.
Thank you so much. Okay. Seven, what did you like about today's lesson?
Yes, it's F. Asking
Excellent.
what they liked about the lesson.
Thank you. Let's do a little game before we finish the lesson.
It's G. Doing a game at the end.
Thank you. Good morning, afternoon, or hello.
A. Greeting the learners.
Yes, thank you. The last one for homework, I'd like you to turn to page so and so.
Yes, it's H. Sitting homework.
Thank you so much. You got a big star today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, for checking the answers, this activity is already in your ebook, and we are here to discuss the content of it. Let's move into another activity. You're gonna think about more language that you use in the classroom and activities that you usually do in your class and what language that we usually use. Here, I have different things teacher does in class. Try to put them in the natural order that you use in class. Which comes first?
Greet the learners.
Okay,
First.
thank you. Yes. Uh, Take your time for a minute and tell me the answers.
Okay.
Mr. Muhammad, can you follow us?
I follow the sound only.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I am trying to follow you through the video as well.
I'll try
Just have a minute.
to
Have a
enlarge.
minute, and I follow you.
Can you see like that? Is it clear somehow? Sorry.
No, yes, this is Zoom.
Okay. Let's talk
Yes.
about it. Miss Maisa, because you are the only talker today. We have other nice people here. Miss Iman, Miss Fadia, Miss Wala. Can you hear us? Can you, all of you hear us?
Yes.
Miss Wala, welcome.
Hello.
Welcome. I'm so happy to have you here today. Miss
Thank
Fadia
you.
and Miss Iman, of course. Okay. Can you share your ideas with us? Which of those statements that you use first and second and third? Ask you to talk about last night or the weekend. Do you think this is the first step that you do in your class?
No.
So we have like one or two previous steps, like greeting the class and
Take the
I
register.
think greet the learners.
yes, and take the
Mm,
register. The register means the attendance of the students. After that, we could deal with an interruption, such as someone losing their pen or book. This could really stop the whole lesson. Okay, and after that, we start talking about the topic itself by brainstorming ideas about it. Get a member of the class to ask a latecomer why they are late, and please focus on this sentence. Get a member of the class to ask, not you. Why? Why should we ask a student to ask his colleague, why did you come late? Do you usually do that or you ask by yourselves?
I asked by
I
myself.
I ask I ask
I
myself.
asked by myself.
Yes, we used to do that, really. But the idea here is we are after making the students talk to each other and use the language in a natural situation, and this is a good example or situation for doing that. It's an opportunity for us to allow them to speak. And from this is one side. On the other side, we're not those controllers over the students all the time. We allow them to speak friendly because our tone may get stronger or sharper on them. Okay?
Hmm. It's a good
It's,
idea.
yes, and it will save your time and effort. Let's move into the next slide. I'll minimize it because we need to see. Yes. Here we have some statements that we can use with our students during all the approaches or the steps of our lesson. First of all, when we greet the class, ask a learner why they are late. This is an approach that we used to do, like saying to students, "Good morning, everyone. How are you all today? Are you all well?" And for the latecomer, we would say, "Why are you late?" This is what we used to say. Number two, talk to the class about the weather or about someone's clothes. When we say, "It's very hot today, isn't it? Do you feel cold?" How can we make that better? And this is a real good question. How can we make that better? It makes you closer to the students. If the weather is really cold and they are feeling really cold and all the windows are open, you ask them, how can we make that better? And they will give you the suggestions by closing the windows or the doors, because the teachers that were in class before you didn't listen to this point or didn't care about it. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, as for taking the register, and by the register, the stress is on the first syllable. Now I'm going to take the register. What are you going to say when I say your name? And the students would say, "Yes, miss," or "Yes, mister." Ask about absent learners. For example, learner B who hasn't arrived, and ask the class to remember the last lesson, to recall what they have learned from last time or your last meeting. Uh, this is like, where do you think learner B might be? Do you remember what we talked last time? Okay. Deal with an interruption, such as someone losing their pen or book. And this happens a lot, especially with young learners. We can ask the students, A has lost their pen. Ask A some questions to help them. And again, here you are handing the whole conversation to student to ask the other student, not you. We used to say, where did you have your pen last time? Did you move around with your pen? And so on. No, let the students talk to each other in English as much as they can. Remember where they left their pen. Get a
Yes.
member of the class to ask a latecomer why they are late, and I think we covered this part by saying, why are you late? And again,
Hmm.
we have here another point. Make a suggestion that a student will help the other by some kind of suggestion, because some of the latecomers come late because they get up late, not because of the distance between their homes and the school. Others like to hang around before they enter the school. So they could suggest some ideas to encourage them to come earlier than before. Ask you to talk about last night or the weekend, and this is like linking the classroom language with their own real life. An example for that is work in pairs or small groups. Tell each other what you did last night or at the weekend. And because of the coronavirus, of course, we can't tell them to work in pairs or small groups. They can think alone and then share with the whole class. Ask each other questions about what you did last night or at the weekend. And this is a good opportunity for all of them to practice the open-ended questions and yes-no questions. We're training through a single situation. Okay, we have some classroom language tips that we need to focus on. To start the lesson, and guys, we will stop after 10 minutes. When we stop, please go to the link again because we still have some info to share if you would like to.
Okay.
To start the lesson, provide opportunities for both learners and you as a teacher to use the language because it's your only chance to practice the language. The teacher should be relaxed and friendly because some teachers are really anxious or busy minded. They aren't free that much to practice the language or even to explain the lesson as it should be. The teacher can ask open questions that encourage the learners to speak, as we said from a minute ago. Comment on the weather or what the teacher and the learners have done in their free time provides functional language. And by functional language, we mean the language that links the students' information with their real life situations. We have here again some situations that we as teachers face most of the time. And the question here is, what would you say in these situations? If your classroom is hot, what language would you say? As for latecomers, what would you say? Lost object, absent, and pencil fiddler. And by pencil fiddler, we mean the students who move their pencils all the time on their desks and annoy everyone. I think you know this action. Okay. Can you tell me? Choose one situation and tell me what you usually say to your students.
If the class is hot, for example, I'll say, would you open the window?
Thank you. Yes. Anyone else wants to join?
Or open the fan.
Yes. This is an option. Yes. Thank you. Okay. What about the lost object? If they lost their pen, their book, their rubber, what would you say?
Uh, did you look for it in your bag, in your desk? Did you give it to one of your friends? Did you forget it at home?
Okay. Nice. Thank you.
Or where did you put it last time?
Yes. Thank you so much. Yes. This is an
We will
option.
ask we will
Yes.
ask their friends who can give your friend another one.
Yes, thank you. The concept of sharing. Thank you so much. What about the pencil fiddler? The one who
We can
annoys the whole class by taking the pencil on the table or the desk.
I involved him in any activity in
Yes,
order to. Yes, to be quiet.
Great. What else? Do you have any other suggestions?
I asked them to be a leader for a mission.
Yes, nice. Thank you. I love it.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'll give them the next activity to be busy doing it.
Yes.
This one maybe he has finished and is free to go here and there. I'll give them another activity to indulge him in this activity.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, he is like a fast finisher, and you're helping him to getting engaged again. Thank you. I love it. Thank you. Great ideas. Thank you so much. Okay, what about the latecomers?
May I ask one of them to write a word on the board?
Okay.
Dictation?
Yes, it could be.
It's a punishment.
Yes, I noticed. Okay, what about the absence? How do you recall for the register? Recall the names.
We usually name them and listen if they say
Yes.
yes or I am here.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, we have here like other options or choices, and we need to match them together. What should we do with our pencils when the teacher is talking? This goes with
Pencil fiddler.
yes. So, why aren't you on time today?
Absence?
Latecomers.
Latecomers, why aren't you on time today? Yes, latecomers.
Okay.
Do you feel hot? How can we make it better?
Hot classrooms.
Hot
Yes,
classroom.
yes.
Mm.
Ask Alan some questions to help him remember where he left his book.
Lost
Lost
object.
objects?
Excellent.
Yes.
Does anyone know where she is today?
Absence?
Yes, thank you.
Uh,
Again, we
yeah.
have here the answers. Okay. Here we're talking about the ways that we finish our lesson. And again, the theory says how you finish a lesson can also be important for a number of reasons. It can be a good opportunity to consolidate learning by asking more questions, and you let the students to feel positive about what they have just studied, and they can master it and speak about it freely. One way to ask students by the end of the class is, how do you finish your lessons? I'm sorry, this is for you as teachers. How do you finish your lessons? Do you,
We finish our lessons. Yes, we finish our lessons by a feedback. I ask my students, I'm sure if my students have actually understood my ideas or not. If they have understood, it's good news. And next period or next class, we move to the second question.
Mhm.
If they didn't, I'll have to repeat what I have explained today.
Okay, thank you. So,
Um, Maybe
as
make a short summary.
mhm, yes, this is an approach too. Thank you. So, you have different approaches to finish the lesson. Okay, let's check your answers. We have here some common ways that teachers finish their lessons. By presenting what has been learned, as Miss Wala said, reviewing the aims of the lesson, and this is for elder learners, reviewing the lesson itself, the whole content, doing a fun activity like a game or a crossword puzzle or something. Doing a cool down activity, you try to cool them down or let them relax. Previewing future lessons, that next time we will have so and so. Giving out homework, of course. Getting feedback, as Mr. Muhammad said, and giving feedback. So I think Mr. Muhammad follows both getting feedback and giving feedback. He comments on what the students have said. Creating a smooth transition from one lesson to another. This is like next lesson we will have so and so. Tidying up, this is if they brought their sketch notes or something, you ask them to collect your things and put them back in your bags. Using a closing, like we finished for today and next time we will have so and so. In the next activity, you will look at some of the expressions that teachers use. Okay, what would you say in these situations?